What's poppin', everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic kick butt day today so far. First things first, you guys are gonna have to excuse the background. I'm at a second studio, you could call it, but that doesn't matter because we have a ton of amazing information to get into. A crazy bit of news just came around the corner. As you can see, we're over on the Brawl Stars Twitter page as we speak. A surprise Brawl talk that literally no one saw coming. It seems to be a Snowtel of some sort, as well as a new snow brawler coming around the corner. So we're going to be getting into all the juicy details right now. Hope you guys are pumped up. Let's get straight away into it. Here we go. Alright everybody, so like I said before, we're starting off over here on the Brawl Stars Twitter page, and as you can see, tweeted out 8 minutes ago at the point that I'm recording this, a sneak peek as to the next season. I'm assuming here in Brawl Stars Season 4, it seems to be the snow theme here, Gale and Mr. P's. So diving straight away into the small teasers that we can get from this picture right at face value. Number one, the very first thing that came to my mind or popped into my eyes is the Mortis's Mortuary sign down here. I don't know if that's like a reference that Mortis might be getting something around the corner, but it's a very predominant thing here in the photo. Another really bizarre thing is Tara's Bazaar is out of order now, and I'm almost positive that's due to the fact that, as you all know, with the Brawl Pass seasons, the earliest ones are going to be like canceled off, right? We can't have all these seasons here in Brawl Stars. That's why the rewards are automatically collected for you once those come around the corners. So once we enter into Season 4, Tara's Bazaar is more than likely going to auto-collect your resources and be away from the game, so we can't click back and get to it. So really cool. But the most interesting one is the very top one here. We have the snow covering it up, and it's what I'm assuming to be Season 4's theme of the Brawl Pass here. So we have the little Mr. P eyebrows, so each of the little signs have a representation as to what the theme is in the game. So Morris's Mortuary is Morris's top hat. The snow one, the new one, is Mr. P's. So hey, it could be Snowtel, right? Starts off with snow, which is really exciting, but I think with this we can assume Season 4 is going to be related to Mr. P as well as Gale, so the third brawler is going to be the next brawler in that family, which is really exciting, as well as we have the Star Park crown at the top. It's what we come to expect here. We're in the midst of Star Park craziness. So of course the signpost is the predominant thing in the photo, right? It's the main thing that your eyes drift to, so that's what the Brawl Stars dev team wants you to see. Tara's Bazaar is no longer coming in the game, and the fourth season is this Snowtel one. But if we take a closer look at some of these smaller things, we have the next bigger thing, I should say, is this roller coaster. So another homage to the theme park things that we've been getting in Brawl Stars as of recently, Star Park. And on this building or the roller coaster itself, I'm not sure if this is all just one thing, we have the eyebrows, Mr. P's eyebrows once again, and then a brawler falling off a roller coaster feels bad, man. It kind of looks like Barley, if you ask me, but another little Easter egg to the roller coasters and theme park things that we have in the game. Once again, we have the spike sock popping up here. We have the new Supercell make skin for Gale here, the actual hat that he's wearing in the Supercell make skin. So I'm assuming that's going to be coming around the corner with this update, which is really exciting. The fastest Supercell make skin coming to the game after it was announced to be a winner, so that's pretty epic. We have a few other references in the photo that I can't place my finger on, so we might be able to assume that it's related to the new brawler here. So we have a small little hat of what it appears to be, as well as that Mr. P eyebrow logo here. So maybe that has something to do with the new brawler, as well as this little thing here. The bow tie is definitely a Mr. P thing, but I'm not sure I've seen this in the game quite yet. But really interesting. It might be something that we can see from the new brawler. Really awesome. But that's basically it for the sneak peek teaser over on Twitter and the things that we can pull from it. But guys, it doesn't stop there. We have the actual Brawl Talk thumbnail that we can break down, piecing out what this new brawler might have in store for us once Season 4 comes around the corner. So let's head on over there. So transitioning over to the Brawl Stars YouTube channel, where we have the premiere here for the new Brawl Talk. It is titled Brawl Stars Brawl Talk New Season, Ice Brawler, and more. So the title confirms that we're getting a brand new brawler in this Brawl Talk or update in Season 4, and it is an Ice Brawler. So that is confirmation in and of itself that it should be fitting into the family of Gale and Mr. P, if you haven't had enough evidence already. But let's piece this together a little bit further, because there is much more in the background. But before we do that, like we always do in these types of videos, I always like to check out the duration. You guys can do this for yourself. All you gotta do is type in the Brawl Talk. When you're seeing this, you could probably just type in Brawl Talk and it will pop up, but since it's so early, I had to type out the whole title. But we have a actual watch time here, even on Premiere, so it's gonna last 3 minutes and 3 seconds. Normally you can get a good ballpark idea as to how big an update is going to be based on how long the actual Brawl Talk is going to last. So 3 minutes, 3 seconds seem to be pretty dang average here for traditional Brawl Talks in Brawl Stars. So we'll see, it might be something big, but based on the last update that we just got in Brawl Stars, I wouldn't expect a whole lot, but we'll talk about my thoughts on it a little bit later on in today's video. But first, let's get into this thumbnail. So we have the thumbnail here, and we have this huge silhouette of the brand new Brawler coming out here in Season 4. Not gonna lie, it kind of looks like Mr. P. It's almost like a thing wearing a costume of some sort, kind of like Mr. P, but really all we can gather from him is his hand. So it looks kind of like he's wearing gloves, right? He's got a bigger head as well as a hat on top of his head, what it looks like. It also could be just like not like a Mr. P outfit, it could be like a snow globe head. I don't know. We've had weird characters here in the game like Sprout and stuff like that. So silhouettes can only really tell you so much, but still incredibly exciting. I'm very much so looking forward to mechanics such as this, as well as what type of rarity it's going to be. And I'll be getting into my speculations on that note, and I have a really good feeling as to what it's going to be here in the future once Season 4 comes around the corner. But if we break this down even further, we have some environmental things in the background that we can piece out. So it looks like an ice related thing, right? It's going to fit into this Season 4. It also has a little roller coaster in the background, but if we zoom in, let's see if we can see any more details here. The thumbnail is a bit lower quality just because it's so early on at the point that I'm recording this, the post coming out, that there's no real high resolution images, but it looks like we have like a truck back there hauling a tree. That's what I see. I might be crazy here, but we have the roller coaster attached to this certain island or building, ice related thing. I'm not quite sure, but again, another reference to Star Park and carnival theme based things. But that's really all we can piece together. Up there, it kind of looks like something in the background as well, kind of looking like Mortis's mortuary in the background there, almost like it's right next to Mortis's mortuary, and maybe that's why we had that little signpost in the background. I don't know if that's one attached building or if that's like a silhouette in the background, because it kind of looks a bit different than this ice building. So maybe Mortis's mortuary will have some sort of significance here, being like a neighbor to this ride, or maybe we'll get something Mortis related. We just got a true gold and true silver skin for the guys, so I'm not expecting anything, but hey, I definitely won't turn it down, that's for sure. I'll be hyped up. But yeah, that's basically all we can really gather from the thumbnail. No real crazy Easter eggs of any kind, if you ask me. Like previous thumbnails, there's like always really interesting things that you think that the dev team is putting in there on purpose, but this is very straightforward, right? We have the silhouette of the new Brawler as well as one particular building in the background. So we'll have to wait and see. Either way, it's incredibly exciting. But let's get into more speculative things here. So next, diving into some of the more speculative things that might be a bit of a reach, but still pretty interesting if you ask me. Guys, the Brawl Stars dev team doesn't just do things for no reason. I've come to notice here playing this game for so dang long. But as you can see, the title of this tweet sneak peek, or the sneak peek for this Brawl Talk little teaser, we have a hotel, a snowflake, and ice cream. So maybe the new Brawler has something to do with ice cream, which would make sense, right? It fits right into that theme, as well as the hotel could be the whole Mr. P environments, the Snowtel here in Brawl Stars. So maybe this Brawler has some sort of ice cream related mechanics in the game, which is really, really cool. I would dig that for sure. So the next thing I'd like to bring up in the form of speculative things here is a time frame that makes sense for Season 4 to come around the corner, right? Normally you can get a good gauge as to when it's going to come based on how long is left in the current season. So here in Season 3, we have 14 days and 14 hours, which another reason why this kind of came out of left field is because we have so much time left in Season 3 yet. Normally we get like Brawl Talk sneak peeks and sneak peeks from YouTube content creators around like 6-ish days away from the season ending, but we're getting the Brawl Talk tomorrow at the point that I'm recording this, so we'll be getting the Brawl Talk when there's around 13 days left in Season 3, so something is a little bit off, or it's fishy in my opinion, but it makes it exciting, right? It kind of throws a little wrench into our normal like progression in here when it comes to updates. We were kind of getting a template when we could expect certain things to come, so them dropping something like this out of the blue makes it so much fun. So So I would guess that we're going to get the Brawl Talk and then it's going to follow the same pattern, right? We might be getting a bunch of sneak peeks, but we should be getting like an update to the game around when Season 3 is going to end. So a couple weeks here. So a couple days before, we'll probably get maybe the actual update implemented into the game and then actual Brawl Pass content coming out when it actually comes out, much like the whole Summer of Monsters when Surge was released. I believe there was like a 4-day stretch between the actual update coming out and then the Brawl Pass being released. So make sure to keep that in mind as well. So moving along to the next speculative thing, and that is what the rarity makes sense to be. Guys, we've been getting a bunch of very high rarity brawlers here in Brawl Stars as of recently. Chromatics, legendaries, and the only rarity that I think has been neglected for a very, very long time are the rare brawlers. I have a super important question to ask all of you guys, and that is, do you know the actual update that Rosa was released in without looking it up on Google? Because I sure as heck don't know, because it's been a very long time ago, and Rosa was the very last rare brawler we've gotten here in Brawl Stars. So I think it just makes sense to have a rare brawler here in the game. We only have 4 rare brawlers, and we now have 5 legendary brawlers, so the rare brawlers here in the game are the lowest number of brawlers within the rarities. So I think that also adds to the probability that this next brawler is going to be rare. And another thing, the last update that we got here in Brawl Stars, the Brawloween update, had much more content that we were expecting to come here to the game, especially for an update coming in between 2 separate seasons of the Brawl Pass, kind of with the inclination that the Brawl Pass updates are the bigger updates here. But I guess if you really think about it, it doesn't have to be. You're really just introducing a Brawl Pass. It can be along a smaller line. So maybe since this update was so jam-packed full of content, the next update to come around the corner, Season 4, this Snowtel update, is going to be on the smaller side of things, implementing a new Brawl Pass, a new brawler, maybe some other small changes and things along those lines. So that's also giving me a little bit of suspicion that since it might be a smaller update, that we might not be getting as much of a hype brawler. Guys, I know it's super hard to get higher rarity brawlers, but normally updates do a bit better, or they're a little bit more hype when you get this really unique brawler to the game that has a lot of unique mechanics, some new interesting things to the game, and is very hard to get, right? So though that is more of looking into it, I think that's another good reason to justify this next brawler being a rare brawler coming to the game. But either way, a new brawler is fun, but we do need to get a new rare brawler here in the game. I'm crossing my fingers it is a rare brawler. I don't know what other rarity it could be to make sense to kind of balance out the rarities here in the game. But yeah, guys, that's about it for today's video. I want to keep you guys in the loop on what is going on here in the community when it comes to update related things and content. This is definitely a super interesting sneak peek or teaser of this new Brawl Talk coming around the corner, something that we didn't necessarily expect so dang close to this most recent update. So make sure to stay tuned to that Brawl Talk tomorrow. We'll be covering it in its entirety, making sure you guys know what's coming out here very soon in Brawl Stars. But yeah, guys, be sure to let me know what you guys are thinking here. But either way, super exciting. I cannot wait for the Brawl Talk tomorrow, and hopefully you guys are pumped up as well. If you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to slap a like on it. I'd really appreciate it. With that being said, make sure to keep having fun with Brawl Stars, and we'll see you all in the next video. Have a fantastic day, guys. Peace out.